our moderator for the evening. He's a former radio personality. You knew him on Cuba. Was it Cuba? Yeah. Cuba. Yeah, he's currently president of the acting company, and he's been involved with them for quite a few years, and he's also the incoming executive director of the Yuba Sutter United Way. Let's welcome Bob Harlan.
Thank you very much, Larry. And if I could have the candidate please come up and take your positions. I'd like to first introduce our panelists, Pat Miller, President of the Sutter County Taxpayers Association, and also Paul Preston, national radio host. Those are people asking the questions this evening that are provided from the Sutter County taxpayers and also the Sutter Butte Tea Party, and also from the audience. So let's have a round of applause for those folks. Now, as you came in, hopefully you got a 3x5 card to pose some questions, and we'll take as many of those questions as we have time for. And we'll also take a break in a few minutes, just a very brief break for those people that haven't turned their questions in. Our candidates, immediately to my left is Dan Flores, running for District 2, Rick Dice, running for District 3, Larry Munger in District 3, Mike Giraldo, District 2, and John Dukes, District 3. The format, if you could all of you look at Chuck Miller, who is the timekeeper tonight. He's going to show you 3 signs. First of all, he's timing everything. And he's going to hold up 3 signs. The first one will tell you when there's 30 seconds left. The next one will tell you there's 10 seconds left. And the next one says, "That's all, folks." And if you could stop immediately following your next, or the next, finish that sentence type of thing, we'd appreciate it. That way we get more questions in this evening if we stay on schedule. So we're going to go ahead and have each of you give your 3-minute introduction, up to 3 minutes, doesn't have to be the full 3 minutes. And we'll go ahead and start with Dan. And you need to turn the microphones on, and then you turn them off when you're not in use. And when you turn them on, there's a delay of about 2 seconds as they click in.
It's not on.
Okay, well, let me test it first. Is it working? Yeah. Great. All right, well, good evening, everyone. My name is Dan Flores, and I'm running for 2nd District for Supervisor for Sutter County. And I'd first like to thank the Sutter Butte Tea Party Patriots and the Sutter County Taxpayers Association for putting on this event tonight for voters. Appreciate it. And I'd also like to just take a moment to introduce my wife, who's here this evening at her first Tea Party meeting. This is my wife, Connie. Without her permission, I wouldn't be able to run for supervisor in the first place. Growing up, my parents taught us through hard work and dedication that we can achieve anything we want in life. My dad is here tonight too, and I'll introduce him later, but he's here. And they taught us those values, and they taught us other values too, the strength of family, the strength of God and country, and we learned a lot of these values firsthand, working on my dad's prune orchard where we were growing up, and also working on my grandfather's ranch. I was also involved in Boy Scouts and learned a lot in the Scout Oath about honoring God and country as well. Right now, I am living my own American dream, I can tell you that. 17 years ago, my wife and I, we purchased a staffing firm in Sutter County, and we started training employees in special skills and different skills. And the skills that they learned, we found that they worked for employers, and a lot of employers started hiring the people, and they ended up getting a lot of jobs being hired by those employers. After 3 years of owning that staffing firm, we sold the firm, and then we started a company called Cambridge Career College. And through Cambridge Career College, we continued our mission of training students to match the needs of employers to go to work. So we found that that worked out really well, and we continue to do that to today. I want to focus on the creation of good jobs, of well-paying jobs in Sutter County. As I've walked around the district, I've met a lot of people, and I keep hearing the same story over and over again, that their children are leaving this community after they get job or after they get their education, and they leave this community and they can't find jobs because they can't find well-paying jobs. I think there's an opportunity for the Sutter County Supervisors to work with the Economic Development Corporation, to work with other entities in the area, and to work with employers to create jobs, to work on an economic development plan for the region. I come from a business background. I've served on boards, the Sutter Chamber of Commerce Board, the Economic Development Corporation, and the Board for Sutter Health. And I come with a lot of skills and business background, and I want to be able to apply those skills and background. And I think it's just time to stop complaining about the issues and get down to work and resolve those issues. And I want to apply my business skills to do that work. Thank you.
My name is Rick Dice, and I'm running for Sutter County Supervisor, District Number 3. It's a privilege to be here with the Tea Party Patriots and the Sutter County taxpayers. I feel like I'm amongst friends. Everyone should have the opportunity to run for supervisor. It's a wonderful opportunity. I wake up every morning about 6 hours behind schedule, but that's okay. And also it teaches you how to multitask. And ladies, you know, we men are a little challenged in that department. I'm very concerned about the direction that Sutter County is headed in. For most of you who've been in a forum or two know that the issue I'm most concerned about is the defined benefit pensions that we offer our employees. And I think the policies that have been passed in the past have affected our employees the most. I don't think it's fair to them. I've addressed the Sutter County Board many a time about this issue, and I always conclude with the same sentence. Who gives their employees a benefit they can't pay for? It's wrong, it's immoral, and it's just not good business sense. There are other issues that are affecting Sutter County. I'm not disappointed, but I feel like we need a lot more citizen participation. Had the citizens been involved when Sutter County was changing their pension plan, I think we would have had a better result. Now let's understand that it wasn't just the enhancements that we did back in '04. It's almost common knowledge that CalPERS and a lot of public pension plans are at the point of being ready to implode. I mean, even the New York Times, which is a paper I rarely use except to line my birdcage, got it right. They said, we're just kicking the can down the road. And we need to fix this issue. And there are other issues. We don't have enough money to fix our roads. There was an article in the last month and a half that said Sutter County has $508 million in delayed road repair. We spent $14 million last year, $7 million this year. That means we'll probably spend nothing next year. We really need to get our fiscal house in order. And if elected, I would pledge to do that. I'm 100% German. Some people say we're stubborn. I would like to use the term determined. And my friends say they support me because they know when I say something, it's either going to happen or I'll know the reason why. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome everybody here tonight. I'd like to thank the Sutter County Tea Party and the Taxpayer Association for this forum. I'd like to start out too by introducing my wife. She's the backbone of the family, and my son, he was my treasurer. I was raised in Sutter all my life. I went to school, written school, Sutter High School, and then Yuba College. And then after Yuba College, while I was in Yuba College, to get ready to go to Chico, that's when the Vietnam era went. And I ended up going to the Air Force for 4 years. But before that, I was a box boy at Munger's Market. Not Munger's at that time, it was Westside Market. And when I came back from the Air Force, I had the opportunity to buy that market. I ran it for well over 20 years, retired 20 years ago. At that time, I was asked to run for supervisor, which I did. I ran for supervisor and I won the first term, that'll be 20 years ago now. It's been a great challenge all these years. I think we've done a lot of great things in the county. I have 3 children from my wife of 43 years, Danny and Stacy and 2 little ones, and I have John and Alice and 2 little ones, and Kim and Ben, and they have 3 little ones. So I do have a stake in Sutter County. I have it for my children and my children, and they've all come back here and have good jobs, good education, and putting back into the community. One of my platforms that I plan on doing to keep on finishing up the levees and trying to secure the other 7 miles of funding to finish the last 7 miles. And the second one is water issues with our farmers and us. We need to be working with our legislators and pushing for the water in this area. And the other one is economic development and looking for jobs. And working with, I think, Yuba County. I don't care if the jobs are over Yuba County or where, they do help all of us. And so basically keep working for economic development. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm honored to be here, and I want to thank the Tea Party and the Taxpayers Association for putting this event on. Appreciate it. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. When I grew up, I was a little boy that had a Kool-Aid stand on the corner. I was an entrepreneur from the get-go. I had Geraldo's carpets. I was a contractor, built a lot of room additions, saved my money. I was thinking back why I love this area so much. My grandfather had a garden, a big garden, and I used to learn all the different vegetables. And I love to see them grow. I love to see the seeds germinate in this big strawberry patch. And I drive out there, I can see a farmer, I wave at him and he'll wave back at you, and I love that. My mom is here tonight. I'm honored to have my mom, Bobby Geraldo, and my girlfriend Carrie is here tonight. And thank you for both of them being here tonight. Contracting business, I ended up getting my license. I passed the test the first time, and I ran a crew, I ran payroll, and I know how to run a crew and get things done. I really enjoyed it, building people's dreams. They worked real hard for their money. They trusted me to write a contract with them, give me their money, and build their project that they worked hard for. And that's what I want to do here tonight, is I'm asking you for your vote for me, for supervisor, for you to count on me to get the job done. And I'm running on my track record. I was appointed on the Planning Commission, and I really enjoy it. I learned about the general plan where it says preserve, promote, protect agricultural land. I love that line. I really do. That part is in my heart. And when those solar projects didn't go in there and I seen the cotton growing in there, it made me feel so good. They sold that land for $5 million. That brought tax revenue to this county. And now there's going walnut trees in there. Walnut trees. Walnut trees, they're making good money with them. The other thing is my track record I believe in is I'm against is transitional housing. People that have houses and you got transitional housing next to you, it brings down your property value. Ask a realtor. If you go to sell your house, you got to disclose to that. And I'm against it. I think there needs to be a place for transitional housing. I want to see those levees done. I'm into building. I love building. So to see those buildings, for that big arm reaching down there, taking that dirt out, be backfilled in there with that gel, like a retaining wall to hold back that water when it comes through there. I want to see all that done. I want to have an open door where everybody can come in and call me. My number available. And I appreciate your vote. Thank you.
I'd also like to thank the Sutter Buttes Tea Party and the Taxpayers Association for this forum tonight. I'd also like to start by introducing my wife, Jeannie, here. I've been directly involved in governance for over a decade. I was elected to the City Council. I've served as mayor, vice mayor. I was appointed to the City Council, or excuse me, to the City and Sutter County Planning Commission. And I've also served on dozens of other boards and commissions covering important issues such as water, air quality, flood, animal services, and public health. I have over 40 years of experience in business, which includes estate planning, insurance, and being a financial advisor to businesses. I've always believed in smaller, limited government that gets out of the way of business and makes it easier for them to create jobs. It's always my goal to look for fresh approaches to downsize our local government. For example, we need to identify core services that need full-time employees and contract the ones that we can. This will help us in the future with our pension obligations. Partnering with Yuba County on a police and fire dispatch center would help us from duplicating services in our area. As a county, we need to better protect our farms from urban expansion and keep ag thriving, since it's the lifeblood of our region. These issues need to be addressed in a better and more innovative way than ever before. It's time to see the big picture and take our county to the next level. Some of the ways I can help make that happen are bridging the gap between the city and the county. We shouldn't be in competition with each other, but partnering to make our region stronger. The 3rd district covers both rural areas and the northwest side of Yuba City. I think those Yuba City residents deserve the same level of representation that the rural residents have gotten in the past. Repairing our levees is a huge priority to me. I'm the only candidate who's been actively involved on the flood control issue, serving on the Sutter Buttes Flood Control Board since 2010. I've been to Washington, D.C. more than any of the other Board of Supervisors to meet personally with agencies such as FEMA, Army Corps of Engineers, and Secretary of the Army. We took a project that was supposed to take 30 years and fast-tracked it to 6 years. Only 2 of the supervisors have been active on the board. That's Stan Cleveland and James Gallagher, and they may not be around in November. That leaves no one with the expertise on flood control and levees to represent the county on the board. I'm the only one who can effectively do that. Finally, I'm proud to be the Yuba City's liaison to Beale Air Force Base. I've been an honorary commander, and I've been there for the past 6 years. We have strong relationships with the base leadership and all the way up to the Pentagon. And this has helped keep our Air Force community here in our region. Beale annually pours $427 million into our local economy. Yuba County has their liaison, but Sutter County has not. I'm the only one who has the experience and relationship to do that. Thank you.
Thank you all, gentlemen. We are going to take a 5-minute break and resume at 7:05, and this will give you a chance, if you have not turned in questions yet, you can get a card at the back table and get your questions turned in. In fact, here's some cards right here if you want to get the cards. Get some refreshments. If you need to use the restrooms, they're right here under the clock. And we'll resume in 5 minutes, and we hope to be out by about 8:25. So it'll be about an hour and 20-minute session that we're entering into.